petri dish, the petri dish, the petri dish.
This is
The petri dish, the petri dish, the petri dish. This is the petri dish. There's something growing in here, and today it's ideas I have to gain a wider elder millennial cusp Gen X audience on streaming platforms and beyond. Jonathan, today we're doing a themed episode.
Okay, cool. Is that
Hell
theme your bonsai tree?
Hell
Because
yeah,
this-
it is.
Yeah, because this is Buddy, the bonsai. And ask me why his name is Buddy.
Jonathan, why is your bonsai tree named Buddy?
Because he's my buddy.
This fucking guy.
I named him Buddy because he's my buddy. And I talked to him. He used to sit in my window, the window I went out of.
I think it's a good representation to put new life in
Yes.
this, within the window,
Yes.
the symbol of your oppression or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to make metaphors in here, but there's something
Yes.
in there.
Make metaphors. Anyway, so Windows 95. Steve Ballmer, excellent technique.
You guys remember him
or-
doing the thing?
Yeah, excellent technique or no technique? That is the question.
I miss
Yeah.
Windows 95.
I do too.
Way back in the day on Windows 95, they had a solitaire game that when you got done with the solitaire, all the solitaire cards would pop out and jump around. And so I
Yeah,
played a lot of solitaire.
that was a great solitaire game.
Oh,
and
boy.
before Windows 95, we had MS-DOS, and that was a shit show.
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say MS-13. I was like, Jonathan,
No.
not everyone's in MS-13.
No, I moved beyond that. Yeah, fair enough though. I got hung up on it for quite a while. Yeah.
I had a very uneventful week by design because I spent,
Nice.
the last like month or two really trying to gear up for my big show last week. And then I was like, after
Nice.
that, I'm taking a week off of stand-up. I'm just not going to any open mics.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like,
Yeah,
done, take a break.
yeah.
So it's just been a real restful time. Unfortunately, last week my dog hurt himself.
Oh no.
Right before the comedy show was supposed to happen. So like my little dog
No.
Frodo, he's turning 11. He
Yeah.
jumped off our bed, which is like 3 feet off the ground, way too high for a tiny dog to be jumping off of.
Yes.
And he pinched a nerve in his neck or some shit. And so
Shit.
he was just yelping out in pain and cramping up to the left
Yeah.
randomly a bunch of times throughout the day. Like it caught him
Yeah.
by surprise every time. We felt terrible because he was just in constant pain and was
Yeah.
confused by it.
Yeah.
So we got him on a fentanyl patch. And so that was
Ooh.
sitting over my head while we were doing the comedy show. I was like, my dog is
Oh,
at home
shit.
and he's sad. But I pushed it
Yeah.
out of my brain because I was like, there's nothing I can do until
Right.
Monday when I can get him to the vet. Because anything that I would do would either be thousands of dollars of x-rays that tell me nothing at an emergency dog hospital,
Right. Yeah.
or I can just chill out and let him sleep,
Yeah.
which is what I did. And
Nice.
he has a fentanyl patch, or he had for the week.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we got him set up with it because, when a dog is in pain, they're just confused mostly. They don't understand
Right.
what's
Yeah.
happening. to them.
It's not like you can examine it and
Right.
tell.
He's not going to tell me
you.
what's actually
No.
hurting. Yeah.
No.
And
no.
so we couldn't explain to him, stop jumping anywhere, on things, off things, don't jump at all. Your
Yeah.
fucking spine's broken, dude.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand. So we got him all
No.
fented up and just let him
Nice.
lay on the couch. And it was
Yeah.
funny. We went to the vet. They were like, we'll get him a fentanyl patch. And I was like, damn, right off the bat. First thing they were like, fentanyl patch.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I was like, I
yeah.
guess dogs aren't addicts. So
No.
they're not don't give it to him. They measured it
Right.
for doctors. But
Yeah.
they were like,
Yeah.
please, for the love of God, if this comes off, wear gloves and don't touch it. Oh, we have a guest.
Frodo loves Coke.
Also, your top is really cute. Let everyone see. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, my dog was all hopped up on drugs and he was
Yeah.
having a great week. And
Good.
I don't want to say I was jealous But
Right, but
but
he had a
man,
fantastic week.
yeah, like I was having such a bad time at work, like things were stressing me out, and I just go see
Okay.
him drooling his ass off on the couch, and I'll be like, "You motherfucker, you gotta go outside to piss, and I gotta lift you up so you don't fall
Yeah.
over." And he's going out there like,
Just.
he's like wobbly. I'm like, "You bastard, you're having a great time." Uh,
Nice.
yeah, we
Yeah.
were just calling him our little Fenty boy all week.
Yeah.
He got the
Nice.
patch off on Friday. He's not yelping out
Okay.
anymore. He's still a little
Good.
stiff. He's an old man,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he's gonna have back problems for a little while, probably for the
Yeah.
rest of his life because he's a little boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Because
my
he's probably
week.
not gonna, yeah, he's probably not gonna live that much longer.
I mean,
Yeah.
small dogs can go quite a while. I'd give him like three,
Fair
4
enough.
more years at least.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so I think he's doing pretty
Yeah.
good. It's them big
Good.
dogs that like hit 12,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, "Are you stroking out this year?" You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But little ones will go forever, like a cat.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
my week was
New spot.
the backbone of my week. Yeah, check out my new spot, by the way.
Yeah.
Notice the TV and the bed.
Yep, you showed us
I
your
have
window
a-
and ceiling fan last week, so now we got
Okay.
TV in bed. We're getting all
Yes.
the. You got a bookcase
Yes.
back there. That's a pretty
Yeah,
rad
I got a
bookcase.
bookcase. Yeah, I got a bookcase. It's not mounted to the wall yet. It's we've got it mounted to the wall in order to keep it from falling over because it's not a heavy bookcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I never mounted a bookcase to my wall, so you're already doing more than
Okay.
I've got in my
Well,
house.
it's tall. It's
Yeah,
tall.
that one would
Yeah.
really fall over.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're not
would.
in earthquake country, really, so
No.
that should be pretty settled.
Actually, though, there are fault lines near North Carolina because of the Eastern Continental Divide is in North Carolina and in the western part of the state. So, I'm not an earthquake.
There's some tectonic
country.
plates for you.
Yes. Yeah, tecton. It's okay, but anyways, my week was was sort of backboned, continuing that metaphor, by Meals on Wheels. I volunteered 3 days.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's so dope. The people are so nice. And everybody is so mission oriented. It's so nice to be there.
It's nice to be like on a team of people doing something good,
Yes,
and
yes.
they're like running efficiently. You're like,
Yes.
holy shit, our machine is going. We're
Yeah.
not just like a bunch of people being like, here's some stuff. You've got a
Yeah.
system. It's down.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. And so I love it. And that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Wednesday and anyways, that was just this past week because of extenuating circumstances. But anyways, I typically have a community support specialist provided to me by Wounded Warrior Project. Shout out Wounded Warrior Project. Because I'm a veteran,
Hell yeah.
turns out, which is strange. I mean, based on my behavior. But anyways, I went home this weekend. I went from Durham, North Carolina to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. For the purpose of that trip was my buddy Neil Hoover's memorial service.
Ah, yes.
And he died a couple weeks ago, and they had the memorial service the 17th of May on Saturday. And there were 30, 40 comics maybe who showed up.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, we showed out.
And they just roasted his ass for 2 hours straight.
No.
Just comic after comic.
No. No. But the matriarch of our comedy scene is Jenny Stencil, and she organized a group hug, and we did a group hug, and it was
Just like
it was
40
beautiful.
comics. That's fucking rad.
Yes, it was beautiful. And the turnout for Neil's memorial service was just absolutely overwhelming. There was like 300 people in like a 50-person room.
Damn.
It was just like, whoa. He was such a great guy. So anyways, but that happened, and I went to it and I processed those emotions. I got choked up a couple times, but I did not boo-hoo like I did at my grandpa's funeral. I was just ugly crying, just out of control
That'll
at my
happen.
grandpa's funeral. Yeah. But anyways, I had the feelings, I expressed the feelings, and now we're moving on.
Good, man. That sounds like it was a solid
Yeah,
memorial of like
it
people that
was.
were there to grieve proper in the way that he would have
Yes,
liked and just
yes,
keep
yeah,
on trucking with the memory intact.
yeah, yeah. So, but anyways, mental health.
Yep.
Take care of yourself. I can't say that shit enough, and I don't know what else to say. But if you notice, there's some tectonic activity near the cracks. Fucking acknowledge
Get
it.
in a
And
doorway.
yeah, yeah, for real.
Get in a
Yeah,
doorway. Fucking call a guy.
yeah. Call somebody,
Check your
talk to
gas
people.
lines.
Yeah, because I've been there myself. I've been out on the wire and just alone, and it's just bad news. And your team is there for you that wants you to use them. Can't say enough about that. Just 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 do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox now. But in preparation for the podcast today, I consumed 4 cups of coffee at about 5 p.m. So sleep tonight is going to be wildly
That's gonna be
inefficient.
difficult.
Yes, because I'm really,
Good.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
Then I'm going
Yeah.
to assume that slight buzzing sound I hear is just your brain and not a lawnmower.
No, it's a lawnmower. It is in
Damn,
fact
I was really
a lawn-
hoping that was just the sound of your heart.
No. I took my medication this morning, and in that medication is blood pressure medication. So
Good.
yeah.
Block them betas. No
Right,
betas
exactly.
on this podcast. Alphas only.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to go the alpha influencer route by calling people assholes today. Jonathan,
Oh,
today's
is
theme...
that what we're gonna do?
Today's theme is we're going to Reddit and we're going to look at some stories of Am I the Asshole that people have told and see if we think, yeah, maybe you're the asshole, or
Yeah.
absolve them of their assholishness.
No.
And I've handpicked these stories
Okay.
because
handpicked them.
there's
can I
plenty of
say?
Am I the Asshole is full of plenty of stories of being like, my mother-in-law was rude to me. Should I, and then I fucking
Murder.
said some shit right to her face. Am I the asshole? And it's always like, no, you're not. She was a bitch. So like I'm skipping most of those
Okay.
and going to the fun ones.
Okay. Yeah.
And I wanted to start with this one
Okay.
because just because the title is fun. This one is, Am I the Asshole for calling my wife a fat cunt after she admitted to cheating on me?
Oh.
Let's get into it's tough right now, right? Because you're like,
Right.
you shouldn't use that type
Yeah,
of
that
language,
language.
especially with
You
your wife. But she
Right,
also
but
cheated
she
on you,
did.
so that
She did the one thing that you're not supposed to do.
all right. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I, 53 male, have 4 kids with my wife, 52
Ooh.
female, old
Ooh.
couple, not
Yeah.
old, but elder
Right.
couple. They've been
An
together
elder
for a while.
couple. Yeah, an elder couple.
He's bald and not so skinny anymore. She's over 300 pounds. She ain't looking her best. But he still is attracted to her. She doesn't like the way her body looks anymore.
Interesting.
Right. Recently, he says, I woke up in the early morning to my wife's phone vibrating. The contact name was listed as a female friend I know. Because I saw 7 missed calls, I figured it may be an emergency. So I tried to wake her, but she wouldn't budge. The phone started vibrating again, so I answered, and there was a man's voice that was begging for my wife to talk to him. As soon as I spoke, he hung up. So I did a bad thing. I looked through her phone, and I found proof of an affair with a young man I didn't recognize. This proof included nudes from him and nudes she sent him, and when she woke up, I confronted her. She confessed to the affair with a 27-year-old male. And she said it was only sexual and that she wanted to feel desired by a man who wasn't obligated to be desired by her. Uh, and so she was crying and apologizing, and he called her a fat cunt and left the house.
Yeah. Shit.
Uh,
Yeah. That is just a no-win scenario.
oh, this is even better.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say on that one.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The wife who cheated sister called him and said that calling her a fat cunt was mean. And that saying that you shouldn't speak like that to the mother of your children. So he called the sister, whose name is Vicky, a skinny, wrinkled cunt, and said, and then that lady's husband threatened to beat that guy up for what he said to her, and now that whole side of the family is mad at him. I'm gonna say that guy chose the wrong family to be married to. So, I mean, I definitely think this guy's an asshole, but his wife's a bigger asshole.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I'm going with no-win scenario.
Yeah.
They're both pieces of shit.
Kobayashi Maru on this one. No one was going to win in this one. Mm-hmm. This one, I don't know how to feel.
Okay.
And we're going to have to do a lot of dissecting on this because there's not enough information provided.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my adult son that his girlfriend, who happens to be a different race, has terrible body odor?
Oh no. Yeah. Okay, well, the fact that she's a different race is wildly unnecessary.
Exactly. That's where I'm like, the fact that you're bringing it up makes me think you are racist and your son knows this, and you are trying to downplay it after the fact. But this is the information she gives.
Okay.
I, 45 female, feel like I need to say this. I'm a white woman, and I stink when I sweat a lot. I know plenty of white women who stink when they sweat a lot. I don't think any race stinks any more than any other.
Okay, yeah, she is just... Yeah.
My son, 22 male, has a new girlfriend, 26 female. She's an American from Korean parents.
Oh.
She's pretty and seems like a lovely person, but she smells like armpits all the time. I don't know what it is. My husband has talked about it with me. I tried to privately talk about it one-on-one with my son. He called me racist. I don't know where that came from. I don't know any stereotypes of Koreans smelling bad. I'm so confused. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Your kids don't just call you racist out of nowhere one day.
No, they don't. No.
Your children were raised by you.
Yes.
They'll know if you're racist.
Right, yeah. They sure will. And yeah, she is the asshole. It's that simple.
Yeah, this one definitely seems like she is downplaying something that she is just like, your girlfriend is stinky. And he's like, why? Because she's Korean? And she's like, no. It's different because she's not Korean. She's just stinky like they are. No, wait.
Okay. Am I calling Jost or Michael Shea in this scenario? Because I feel like we're in that weird roast battle that they do to each other.
Oh, perfect. You get to be the black guy, Jonathan.
Okay, cool. Should I be excited about that?
I think it's racist if you're not excited about it, Jonathan.
Okay. Well, I'm stoked. I just don't know where that falls. But
that one was a softball into just like, wow, this lady's really tried to justify it, and all the comments are like the softest white people trying to comfort her.
Yeah,
it's like
she's racist and the asshole.
It's just a bunch of white people in the comments being like, it's okay to tell other people they smell, especially if they're white. And it's just like, wait, this last story is funny to me because it doesn't follow the format.
Oh,
the title just says hot honey pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
So already this person's mind is on one singular subject.
Yeah.
They don't say, am I the asshole for doing this? They're like, hot honey pepperoni pizza. They're fired up. Here's what it is.
Okay.
I bought pizza the other night for dinner. I did what I always do and picked some meatballs on the side. I've lost 40 pounds in the last year, and I try very hard to reach my target of 130 grams of protein a day. This isn't easy, mind you. I try to eat healthy, but sometimes you just have to eat pizza. So I bought the pizza my husband would want most because he's going to eat most of it. Now tell me why he feels the need to eat exactly half the meatballs when every time I order them, he gives me crap. I keep explaining to him, I know it's not the healthiest, but it's better than me just eating pizza. So this time I asked my husband, should I order you your own meatballs? Because I don't want to share. And he said no and demanded on eating half the meatballs when I got home. I told him off, like I'm more willing to buy more meatballs for you, but why do you need to share when you said you don't want any and then give me shit about them? Like I'm already buying the pizza you want. I'm probably going to get the meat lovers or the supreme, but this person is just, I'm buying meatballs. If you want meatballs, I'll pay the extra $9 to have my own. Then I get called an inconsiderate pig. Am I the asshole for saying this? Like, I'm not saying he can't have any. I just don't want to share. That whole last paragraph was this person's so pissed off.
Yeah,
What I also think is great is the title is Hot Honey Pepperoni Pizza, and then they're pissed off about the meatballs. It's not even about the pizza.
No, it's not. Yeah, I was waiting for a review of the pizza, to be honest.
Yeah, now I want to know more about this Hot Honey Pepperoni Pizza. But
Sounds delicious.
if somebody explicitly tells you they're not going to eat an item, and then they demand half of it after you've already ordered the requisite amount for you.
Yeah,
I would say this lady grounds for divorce. Leave your husband.
Oh wow.
He will never respect you or your boundaries.
Wow.
This is where it starts. It starts with him being like, we're sharing half this, even though I said you can't have any. And then it starts with, I said we're in an open relationship. And then he's like, I said you can't have your own bank account. And then he's pulling the car battery out of your car during the day. So when he goes to work, you can't go anywhere. Leave his ass.
Okay. I don't know if I can second that emotion because that's intense. But I do agree with Bobby about it being beginning to whittle away of necessary boundaries. And if you are going on a weight loss journey for your spouse, which presumably that's what is happening here, I don't know. I don't know specifically the details. But yeah, that's kind of bullshit. So
I agree, especially if he knows she's counting every calorie, she's counting every macronutrient.
Yeah.
When somebody is already mid-eating disorder, and I'm not saying she's got disordered eating when she's planning, I'm saying she's trying to fix, a disorder in her brain that says eat a bunch of shit, and instead she's like, I'm going to measure out exactly the amount I need of this thing I like. Don't fuck with that thing. It's like,
no, it's just not fair.
This is the equivalent of somebody spending like hours on this Zen garden and him just being like, what are these stupid fucking lines about? It's like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Divorce, 100%. Fuck this guy.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe a little harsh, but you're not the asshole.
Yeah, you're not the asshole. In fact, I would have called your husband a fat cunt.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the stories today, guys. Am I getting worked up about Hot Honey Pepperoni Pizza? You fucking bet I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also say this as somebody who like splits things with my wife. Like every time we get something, we have very clear lines of demarcation on what is half and what isn't. The thing where things get blurry is I know my wife hates eating leftovers. She like just doesn't like eating leftovers that much.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I'll eat everything in sight all the time. So like there'll be something she might be looking forward to even as leftovers, and I'm like, fair game. It's been 24 hours and I'll eat it. And there's definitely been plenty of times of that where she's like, God damn it, I thought I still had half a pizza. And I'm like, nope, because I had breakfast.
Yes.
That's one of the downsides of living where I work is I'm like, this office fridge is stocked full of shit. That's all for me.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But yeah,
are you microwaving tuna casserole?
I have microwaved straight up salmon before.
Oh damn. No.
This is why I'm the worst coworker and why I work at home. Because I'm like, I'll eat a hot fish straight out the microwave. I don't give a fuck. I'm
Okay.
gonna get microwavable Indian food specifically to heat it up in
Ooh.
here. I'm gonna get
Okay.
stanky. I'm gonna eat kimchi with my bare hands.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting stinky.
I mean, okay. Well,
I'm getting stinky like an immigrant, guys. I'm getting stinky like an American raised by Korean.
I'm not supposed to talk so much with my hands. I'm working on that. It's kind of it's a bit of a tick since my accident that I use my hands more. So
It's becoming a crutch to keep away from verbal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like one of these, which is according to someone a white supremacist act.
You saw him do it. You saw him do it again, guys.
I did
Toyota's
it, but I mean it with
get
love. I mean it with love. I mean it with love. Genuine love. Love you, love. Whatever.
Just like Elon Musk did, Jonathan.
No. This is a heart. This is not a Nazi salute. There's a clear difference.
Oh, speaking of, did you know there's different types of hand hearts to make? We're fucking old as hell, so we do the millennial heart, as they call it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Gen Z kids and on, like Gen Alpha kids, do this shit.
Oh, is this like a Bloods and Crips thing?
No, that's their heart.
Oh. Okay, so that's
Maybe
like
that one.
instead of going 3, they're doing 3.
Yeah.
And somehow this is just means you're good in scuba language.
Jonathan's just throwing up all the symbols today. He just can't get it out of his system.
I'm so sorry. Bobby's having a field day with this. Bobby's loving this.
A third heart that I think actually does come from our Asian community, you stinky bastards, is the Korean thumb heart. It's just like a little.
I like that one. That one.
I actually really like the little hand heart, and because they do it and then they give it to you is the thing. So I'm like, boop, I like that shit way better. So I've actually started doing that because it's also so much easier on the hands.
Yeah. Boop, boop. Yeah, I dig that. I dig that.
So guys, make yourself a stinky Korean hand heart.
Why?
Reddit says they smell bad. What?
No.
Oh, my fault. No. It's okay, guys. I'm dirty Asian. They're fancy Asian. It's punching up technically. Did I make it better, Jonathan?
No, you didn't. No, it just feels, as a person of origin unknown, there's a quarter of my DNA that is unaccounted for. It is true. I'm not going to get into that here, but growing up in a rural area, I have very strong feelings about being on the right side of history. And
Jonathan's got that like Melungeon/skunk ape DNA secretly in his bones.
What? What do you mean? What's Melungeon skunk ape?
I'm mixing two things and being racist again. Melungeon people were like a native Appalachian people. In fact, I think Abraham Lincoln was part Melungeon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were indigenous of some sort.
Yeah, and then skunk ape is just like a swamp Bigfoot.
Okay. Oh God.
Just so I can tell you how accurate my racism is being. Me and Jonathan are going to be doing our best to see whether or not people on the internet are assholes. So we'll see you guys next time. Don't be too whatever that is.
Yeah.